Hello everyone. I am sick right now, so I'm going to keep this video very short. I think I'm sick with COVID because, a lot of people right now, I think, have COVID-like symptoms across the country. My whole father's workplace has it, so yeah, I'm not feeling good. I have a headache, um, and last night my sinuses really hurt. One of my nose was one of the two tubes in my nose was like clogged. You know what I'm saying? So it was really hard to sleep last night, and I went to bed a bit late. And I think it kind of reversed me getting better a bit. So I should get to bed earlier tonight. Um, but anyways, so today we're going to be talking about the conclusion to my Mensa story. It happened, and the ending will shock you, Darman. Okay, so if you need a recap because not everybody's gonna watch the preview or the other videos. Basically, it all actually started in March, right? I took their test, which is a version of the rate, and you only need to score 90th percentile on one of the 5 indices. I failed it. And the reason why was because of processing speed. I have a very high processing speed, but I'm a kind of a slow test taker because I'm very unsure about things, and so I didn't complete all the questions, and so I didn't pass it. So I set out looking for a psychologist in June, because I didn't want to take. Well, actually, I thought at the time that I couldn't take the rate again because American Mensa used to have a rule where you could only take the Mensa admissions test once ever in your life. Now they changed it to every 8 weeks, and if I'm going to be honest, every 8 weeks is like not that good, right? People can practice and practice and practice, and they can master it. But to be honest, it would take a lot of work and money to do that, right? It would take a lot of work and money. If you really wanted to, you could, but I'm not going to say it's easy to do so, right? If you're average and you don't have high, because remember, there's 3 sections on the rate, and there's 5 indices, right? There's the total battery intelligence, which is all of them, total intelligence, which is, I believe, crystallized and fluid, and then there's the quantitative, fluid, and crystallized. Those are the 5 indices. I believe there's also a 6th indice that Mensa utilizes to try to rule out false negatives. But yeah, you only need to score 98th percentile on one of the 3 sections, or a combined all 3 sections, or the one that only measures crystallized and fluid combined. Right. So I failed it. In June, I went out to look for a psychologist, and I found a licensed professional counselor, right? And I thought, hey, this person is qualified to give me the test. So I took it, right? And I got a qualifying score of 132. It was the TOTI 4 to measure a fluid intelligence, and Mensa accepted scores of 130 or above. So I'm like, okay, perfect, right? Perfect, what am I trying to say? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got a score of 132. Um, and this is going to qualify. So I sent him an email. This is in July, right after I got back from work, after I overdosed. I went to the psychologist and I took the test because in June I scheduled it. July I actually took it. And so Mensa said, we do not accept tests from licensed professional counselors. So we sent them some credentials, right? And I thought, hey, she has a general psychometrics degree. It says so in the state, like on the state the state list of degrees, like the state of Oklahoma listed degrees that this licensed professional counselor has. She has a master's in psychometrics. She's qualified. And she's a psychotherapist because I'm actually starting therapy with her. And Mensa said, okay, I'll have to contact my supervisor, but right now we're at our annual gathering, so wait till next week. So I waited till next week. They said they could accept over the phone, right? This was one of the few times that they actually answered and said, yes, we can accept it. So I sent in the paperwork, right? My LPC or psychotherapist sent in the paperwork. And let's see. And what happened was, sorry, I'm not feeling well. So what happened was it got denied after 3 weeks because it takes 2 to 4 weeks for them to view prior evidence. It got denied, and so I said, why did it get denied? And then they didn't answer. So then I contacted Mensa International. This is like August. I contacted Mensa International and I said, listen, American Mensa is not responding to me. She has a master's in psychometrics. She's a psychotherapist. They said they could accept her. So Mensa International contacts me. They're in the UK, so it was nighttime when they contacted me, and they said, we're sorry, we'll let American Mensa know. So American Mensa gets a hold of me, and they say, hey, I'll check with my supervisor, the person that contacted me. I'll check with my supervisor, and we'll see what happens. And I'm scrolling through her degrees, my licensed professional counselor's degrees, where I thought she had a master's in psychometrics. And it turns out that all of her degrees were only school related. And so I said, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, all of these degrees are only school related? Like, she has a copy of the WACE in her office, and she has, she diagnoses learning disabilities and stuff, right? But all of her degrees are in working with children. Like, and so I just said, you know what? Don't waste your time. The thing is that she only has a degree she has degrees only in dealing with children, and I'll just, I'll take the rate again because I can take it every 8 weeks. I'm so sorry I wasted your time. I thought that, I was going to qualify because she had a master's in psychometrics, yada, yada, yada. I said, I'm devastated that this happened because I spent $500. And, I was really thinking, like, fuck. Like, I'm fucked. There's no way I'm ever going to get into this group. Like, ever. Right? It was so hard finding somebody to give me the Tony for. And I felt completely devastated. And it kept me up that night. Right, knowing there's no chance that I'm getting it. So yeah, I emailed her, that person, and in the morning I gave them a call and I just said, look, I'm sorry for wasting your time. I didn't know that their degrees were all in school-related stuff, and I guess my proctor isn't qualified and blah blah blah. Right? I didn't think there was any chance that they would accept me. So, I'm sick, right? This is actually yesterday now. So I'm sick. Now, keep in mind, this took a course of a month, and most of the time it was waiting, right? I had to wait that 2 to 4 week period. So, and that's what I forgot to mention too. They were responsive by email, but they weren't ever responsive by phone, and that's the most important thing, right? Because you could handle a lot more shit over the phone than you can in email. So I just wanted to make that clear. So, yeah, I got a headache. Wow. So, um, I'm just going to the convenience store and I'm thinking, it's over. I'm not gonna get in. And I get like a bag of hot fries and I get a Red Bull. It's like a 16-ounce Red Bull, and because I have my driver's license now, and so I leave the store. I drive back, and I'm gonna give you guys. I actually went to the store today to get some Rocky Road ice cream to soothe my throat, and and there was like a car right behind me when I was about to turn, and he was like right behind me, so I was really scared that he would rear end me. And there was also like a driver that was just parked on the side of the right lane when it was my neighborhood. And no, they weren't like parking at a house. This was literally like in the middle of the street. So I had to go around them. What I was worried about was they were also going to turn at the same time that I was. So I was very, very nervous about that. Right. So I had to get out of their way. So I had to be very careful because they parked on the side of the road. There was no way I was waiting there all day. Like literally where you turned, basically, almost where you turned, they were just parked there, and it was fucking ridiculous. So just bad drivers today. All right, I just wanted to get that out of the way as a shortcut. So after I get, after I had my phone call with the person from Mensa, and after I got my chips and my Red Bull, I go back home, and I'm not expecting anything. And then I got an email, right? And it's from Mensa. And they said, well, I checked with my manager and we can accept you. And I'm just thinking, holy shit, what? Because they are so picky with who proctors you, right? And like I thought there was no chance that I would get in. And I'm still to this day, this was actually yesterday, I'm still wondering why I got in. What caused me to get in? Was it because she does assessments with the WAIS and diagnoses learning disabilities? Is it because, they were being nice to me? Was it because, I don't know, because I thought all her degrees was, towards children. But I think what they were thinking is, you know what, she's able to administer the WAIS and diagnose learning disabilities according to the state of Oklahoma. And she does have master's and degrees that are pretty related to the general population in psychometrics, just for children. And so I'm thinking, like, no way. Like, I just, like, got accepted? I thought all hope was lost after a long email saga. Like, there was no hope of me getting in. And I was going to have to take the rate, drive hours out there, spend $100 for only a small chance to pass, because again, I'm not really good at the rate, right? I probably got top 5 to 10%, but that's nowhere near the top 2%. And so I'm just thinking, like, holy shit, I got accepted, and I was like trying to interpret it as if it was wrong in some way, like if I didn't get accepted, like I didn't get accepted. And so I say, so yeah, I actually put in that I wanted to cancel my prepaid membership earlier because I didn't think there was any chance that I would get in, right? This was a miracle to me, right? And they say, well, would you want us to still cancel your prepaid membership? And I said, absolutely fucking not. I didn't say fucking, but absolutely not. Like, now I'm in, right? So, um, right. So they say you will get the email by the end of the day. Now, knowing Mensa, they're kind of slow when it comes to like when like bringing pop-ups up where you're able to do stuff like whether it be scheduling a test or prior evidence or whatever. Oh yeah, I had to pay prior evidence. I forgot to mention that part. Like, once they said they could accept, I had to send in prior evidence. It costed me $50, and they rejected it. Right, it was a notarized copy. That was a long time ago, but I thought I'd mention it. Uh, so, um, yeah, so the email does in fact come in at the end of the day, and it says, "Congratulations, are you qualify for Mensa." Now, qualifying for Mensa is the hardest part. Maybe not for you. Blah 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 blah. Right? That classic email, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually in. And so my prepaid membership was not canceled, and I am now officially a member after a long email saga. And by some miracle, some absolute miracle, I'm in. So what a fucking crazy fucking turn and twist of events. I thought, hey, there is no way that I'm getting in. No way. But I got in. So I'm happy with it. Alright. Well, thank you for listening. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Before I go, I wanted to talk about what my next steps are. So, apparently I belong to a Mensa, and they don't really have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm actually planning on going to other local groups events. And they also have virtual meetings every 2 p.m. on Saturday. And I'm thinking about maybe attending those every once in a while, just talking about how my week has gone as a form of like therapy. I don't know these people, but I'm sure they're highly advanced. So I'll just have to see, and I'll tell you guys what it's like. But yeah, I'm looking forward to attending some of the local group events and really having a good time. Right. The idea behind Mensa, some people say it's a scam because there's not much to do. You, it's basically an all-you-can-eat buffet. That is what Mensa is, right? You pay a due, right? And you get to decide how much you eat, how much you consume, right? Of course, there's some other things to it, like gas and time and stuff like that, right? It's not just like as convenient as eating anything you want at a buffet, but that's basically the analogy I'm going to give, right? Like, you make the most out of your membership. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the forms on Mensa are dead, and I still have to, like, call somebody, to find out, like, what the hell do I do? But I'm very excited, and I'm really hoping for attending events as soon as September. That's right. I'll tell you how it goes if I actually attend an event in September. But I will definitely also tell you how it will go my first virtual meeting, which may actually be tomorrow. So, I will let you. If you've ever wanted to know how advanced Bensons are, I will tell you. I will definitely tell you. But I'm not I know they're the same level as me, but I want to kind of tell, like, just if they're like amazing people, extraordinary people. So, all right, I'll let you guys go. See ya.